Welcome back. This week I wanted to go over a few things that make small house dwelling a little frustrating sometimes. And yeah, I hope you guys stick around. My husband and I, we built this house 5-6 years ago now, and we've been living in here. We've grown our family in here. Now we have 2 boys, age 5 and 3. And yeah, we live in 355 square feet. Technically, the upstairs could be considered, it's a usable space, but it's not tall enough to be considered square foot, so we've left it out. And yeah, so let's get into the video right now. The first thing that I find a little bit frustrating is that in the winter time it's very drafty. So we have a sliding door, and yeah, when you open the door it just gets cold. But we've figured out a solution. We've thought about it for a long time, but my husband built it a few months ago, and it's a mud room. So the mud room, it's a little messy, so mind. But we open the door. My husband is a glass man, so he had all these sealed units. It's hard to see out here. He had all of these sealed units, and yeah, so now the rain does not come in. That has been helpful at keeping the drafts out. And I do find, depending on your windows, we have double paned sealed units. They're okay. We did get a lot of them used, so maybe they're not defective, but they're not the best quality. I do find that we do get a lot of moisture inside, and I think that's just from the draftiness. Like when the cold air meets our hot air, it gets a little moisture-ish, gets a little wet. And yeah, that's about it for our windows. I do sometimes, and I don't do it anymore because our kids are a little destructive and it just doesn't last, but I did find that in the winter times we would do the plastic wrap on the window, and then you take your blow dryer and it just like shrink wraps it, and it keeps, it's like a triple pane window then. It just adds an extra barrier, which has been useful. Not when you have kids, because they just like destroy it. The next thing is moisture accumulation. So when you live in a small house, there is bathing involved, there's doing dishes involved, there is breathing, and all of those things add moisture into the air. And if you do not have a dehumidistat, so at first we had a fan in the vacuum. We had a fan in the vacuum, oh my god, a fan in the bathroom. And that fan was just one that just went on when you turned it on. But we got a dehumidistat, I think that's what it's called, correct me if I'm wrong. But it will turn on when it senses too much moisture. So that has been a good thing for us. As well, when you are doing dishes, always put your, like we have a hood vent here. And when I'm doing dishes, I will, or when I'm cooking as well, I always turn the fan on. And that way it draws out any excess moisture, because it has been a problem for us. Typically we find when something's against a wall or something's on the ground, like if a mattress is on the ground downstairs, it'll get wet. Like it'll just, I don't know how it works. Or yeah, if something's along the wall, it'll get moldy. So nothing's along our exterior walls, except for, our kitchen, but I think that's okay. We also have our fireplace on a thermostat, so it always maintains a constant temperature, a temperature reader, and it also shows you how much humidity you have in your house. So right now we're at 33%. I'm actually not too sure what is good and what is not, but in the winter here, we live on the coast, very rainy, humidity in the air, so yeah, anything to kind of draw excess moisture out is good. If you have any suggestions, let me know, because we're always trying to improve on that. The other thing, when you live in a small house, it's almost a perfect house if you were just 2 people. When you have children in a small space, I do find that they fight more because there's no personal space. And when your kids are young, they don't understand, like, hey, so-and-so needs space. Like my 3-year-old, my 5-year-old, I need space, leave me alone. 3-year-old, I mean, sure, you can get that in any house, but I mean, you can have your own room, you can just shut the door. We don't have doors in our house. So we have a gate, but they know how to climb over that gate. Right, and we got Tarzan children here. And yeah, so they're upstairs, that's their room, and they got a little playroom there, and then they have a schoolroom here. They have a homeschool room, and yeah, so lack of personal space for my husband and I as well. You know, especially when you are a young family and you want to perhaps grow your family, then the challenges come into like, where do people sleep? Like right now, I think we've maximized our space as best we can. This room here is our homeschool room. We have space in here, but like I said, my boys are homeschooled. Got their little boxes here. Then we have a chalkboard for them and their little seating space. So that's a cool little room for them. So if I go upstairs, I'll show you their room. Got our file cabinet. I made this little table that comes down. They have their beds here. And here is the other issue in our home. So this is our bed. It's been split. Okay, that's where their toys are, or shelving. Okay, so this bed here belongs downstairs. The reason it is up there is because when you sleep, you sweat. And we have a pull-out couch, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is the best solution for us, but it wasn't, because the mattress cannot breathe. And this couch here is from Article, pull-out couch. It had a memory foam topper, great. The issue is, if you look under here, oh, can't even see it, but it's like a really I don't think it's very breathable. I don't think that the pull-out couch is meant for long-term use, particularly this couch, because the sweat that you release at night when you're sleeping does not dissipate, especially if it's just, even if I've left it, like I've left it to breathe, I've taken the sheets off, and even so, it's still like you lift up the mattress and there's like a sweat stain of like, oh. So anyways, I put it up there to dry it, but this is not a good solution. Another thing is, in the winter time here on the coast, it rains a lot. It doesn't snow all that much. It definitely rains a lot. And in the summertime, it's beautiful. Like, we love it. Our yard and everything around here is just an extension of our home. The yard especially, it's fenced off and the kids go out there. It's like another room. But in the winter, it's challenging because sometimes you get cooped up in here. And now with COVID, a lot of the places where kids used to be able to play are permanently shut down or temporarily, which I get it, but it's sad and it's hard on us parents. And yeah, so that's another thing, is that depending, if this place was in a tropical paradise like Hawaii or Costa Rica, it would be perfect because your family would be outside a lot of the time. In the rain, you know, when you got young kids, and even you can dress for the weather, but it's soggy and like, it's fun once in a while, but like not every day. I think that's it. Went a little tangent. They're realistic, but if you're going to live small, if you're planning on living small with a family, just think about like spaces. You know, especially evolving. Like, our house has evolved quite a bit over the years. It's not expanded, but it's changed a lot inside with a growing family. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a good day. Okay, bye.